Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the archives of the Cindy Cochran Show. Remember, I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11, right here on irlonestar.com. You can be a part of the show by calling 936-647-3776. Also, please visit my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. And let me say a special thanks to our show sponsors, BK Meyer Photography. If you would like to be a sponsor of The Cindy Cochran Show, contact me at cindy@irlonestar.com. Enjoy! Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. We've got to have some kind of spectacular applause and yelling and screaming, Richard, to put on whenever I say that. Would you do that one day?
Cindy Cochran Show, yay.
Who brought you a croissant, ham and cheese kolache? Who did that? Cindy did. Show. That's right. You are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. You're so lucky. But it's Friday, and so much stuff is going on, especially the New Hampshire caucus. No, the Super Bowl is happening this weekend. And we are so excited to, maybe it will overshadow the primary races and stuff like that. I don't know. At halftime, that would be really funny if they brought somebody else that looked like Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, and everybody goes, no, we're sick and tired of listening about this stuff. So please don't bring that out. But today's all about the Super Bowl and some other interesting stuff. We're going to talk about sex in the Super Bowl. No, sex and the Sunday morning sermon. We're going to talk about that. And you're going to be like, what does sex have to do with a Sunday morning sermon? That can't be happening. That doesn't happen. Well, it does right here in Conroe, Texas. So we're going to show how progressive, talk about progressive, this particular church is and what they're talking about. And that's later on in the program. And with us, to make sure we say everything right, is Connor Halstead. Yay! See, we need another. Yay!
Yeah, Dick, where's my...
Yeah, where's the cheering?
Yay!
Yeah,
the production value here continues to skyrocket. It's amazing.
Nowhere to go but up.
I love it. But don't make me laugh today, because this crown, I've been twice to my dentist to fix this crown, and it keeps breaking. And so he's got to use a stronger glue or something. And so
I'm young, so I don't know what that's like.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't have those.
I always wonder that about dentist offices. Like, there's so much trust when you go to the dentist, and especially with the mystery of how they charge you. Because every time I go to the dentist, it's never like, oh, here, teeth cleaning, we have a flat rate of $85, $50 or whatever. Then every time you go, it's like, oh, by the way, I've noticed a lot of it's almost like you go to a auto body shop.
And they upsell you?
And yeah, it's like, I noticed some problems with your teeth, and like you're brushing your teeth, you're doing good, but this thing's going to cost about $2,000.
But they're all about to fall out, so I think we're going to have to do several $1,000s of invasive surgery.
It always, and especially this crown thing, it's if it keeps happening, how can you prove, like, hey, maybe you aren't good at doing this?
Well, he keeps saying, as soon as I fix this other problem, then we're going to come back to this, and I'm just going to bond it. The bonding doesn't work past.
Are the crowns, is that where they put the gold cap over it?
No, they just put...
Oh, okay. Which one's that? I like that they choose like the most expensive, like gold. We're gonna use gold. What kind of metal do you need to cover your tooth in? I don't know. Gold.
Because it's supposed to be such a long-lasting. It'll be there forever.
Yeah,
forever.
I prefer the diamond caps. I like a little higher quality.
You want to get mugs sometimes? Like pulling your teeth out. Like, oh man.
Working on my grill. Do you know about grills, Cindy?
It's your teeth.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, you're cool. I forgot.
Man, what's up with you? I know about this stuff. That's what I want to find out from you is right now, all the teenagers, that are submissive to you at this point because they have to obey everything you say. Connor, by the way, is the youth minister over at the Conroe Church of Christ, and I've known Connor since he was a brat. And so he's he's just near and dear to my heart. But I watched this guy just evolve, and never would I have thought him standing on a stage preaching salvation.
Here we go. These are the compliments. I love it. This is why I come.
That's
This is why I come back every time. I get a little.
Well, you
little 45
are.
second.
You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. I watched you go from shut up.
It's
Connor.
always taken women or older women telling you that too.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
There are a lot of older ladies, but that's okay.
Well, what we're doing is, we're saying what the young girls wish they could say. They just don't have the courage.
They're just
to
too
say.
intimidated.
Yeah, exactly.
By my
Well,
masculinity.
they are still maturing. How about that? That's a nice way of
There we
putting
go.
it.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised, Cindy, if Connor ends up with a woman 10 years older than him. Because finally, Connor's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to let her tell me that all the time. And
Because I am, because you need someone with some confidence. That's what you're looking for, right? Somebody that's already got their act together and they have their
Someone
own
who's
job.
rich. Yeah, someone
and
with lots of
somebody's got
money. That's what I'm really looking for.
That's what I mean. And it's okay if you're transparent about it, and this is why I love you. If you lose your money and lose your looks, or you lose your money, which would be first. But I'll just move on. So, but I know you're more well grounded than that, and so I know you're looking for that perfect woman. You're what do you call it? Not boundary. Your level of look. What is this called when you are looking for and you're too high?
I'm going to let you struggle for it.
No,
here.
come on. Yours is too high. Your aspirations are too high.
Expectations?
Yeah, your expectations. But there's another word I can't think of. Okay, anyway, but that you're looking for, and it's hard for them to be, to be that person, to be who you're looking for. I mean, you have got to have the highest expectations in the world because you are a minister. And so you've got to please not only your parents, but also your congregation. Because all of us in the congregation are, going to have to vet the girl. Yeah. That's what's bad. Don't you feel sorry for her? Don't you feel sorry for him?
Yeah,
you're going to move away, aren't you?
Yeah, this is actually I'm moving. Yeah, I wanted to announce that I'm moving. So
you're going to move away and find somebody so that you don't have to, have everybody come over and size her up. But we would love to have a win a date with Connor contest, and he just keeps resisting this, and I don't understand why. We have, I'm sure, lovely, beautiful listeners out there that would jump at the chance of being able to go out with you.
So let's just have them all send their pictures to Dick, and then we'll decide based on the submissions. Is that shallow?
That is so shallow.
That is shallow?
Yes, of course.
But they also need to send in like their interests. How about that? That makes it less shallow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Along with it, yeah. Did you ever see the movie Shallow Hal?
Yeah, I did.
Is that the funniest movie in the whole wide world?
Pretty good.
The most interesting movie because he has to have a meeting with... What's that guy's name?
Is it Schneider? Is that who it is?
The one that does all the positive thinking, rallies, the guru of positive thinking. He's a big guy, and I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, he meets him in an elevator, and he's able to transform the way he looks at women by not looking at them physically, but inside. And if their insides, the purer and the sweeter and the kinder that they are, the more beautiful they appear to him on the outside, so that he totally transforms the way that he looks at women. And then you see him going around and he's talking to these women, and when he's looking at them from his point of view, they're gorgeous and they're beautiful. And then when it is a wider shot or somebody else walks up, this girl is just dog ugly. And but he's not seeing that.
Cindy, that's so shallow of you to say.
I'm just repeating what other people say about the way they look at
others. No, yeah, you would never think like that.
Never, ever, ever think like that. But I love that movie. I thought it was a great, example of how shallow men are and how they've got this one dimension that they think about. And so,
are we talking about that movie Patton? Is that
that's right. No, Glory. Have you ever seen that World War II movie Glory?
You know what I'm saying is true. But today we're going to concentrate on the Super Bowl and things that are happening around it, like the parties that happen, the get together, and just the excitement that builds up to that. Now, what time is it on Sunday?
I think 5:30 is kickoff.
So we're good for everybody to be able to go to church. If they wanted to go to church, they could go to church and still be able to see.
Well, they won't be drunk.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They won't be drunk yet. Yeah. Good thing we don't have Sunday night church anymore. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and we're going to be calling Jimmy the C in the next 5 minutes. We're going to be calling him after this first break. And Jimmy's going to give us all the lowdown. But I'll tell you, the one who's going to have the most fun talking to him and understanding what he's saying is going to be Connor and Richard, too. I mean, Richard, I'm sure.
I got something to talk about, too. I got a question for him. It's the political side of the football deal.
Oh, I love that.
Teaser.
Yeah.
You know I love that.
Well, I mean, we can ask it now.
Huh?
I can ask it now, can't I?
Who?
Connor, we can lead into.
We can ask Connor. Okay.
And it's you too. One thing, I was reading this article recently, and you didn't know the announcement that the St. Louis Rams are moving to L.A.
Yes.
And one of the biggest controversy with that is the people of St. Louis are stuck still paying for the stadium.
That's right.
And so the question I have for these football fanatics is, with the local governments being involved in a nonprofit organization like the NFL,
right?
How do you recoup your money and still have this empty stadium that no one's going to use because you don't have a franchise like the NFL occupying it? They
should have had Donald Trump come in and negotiate that contract so that they could not get out of that contract until that stadium was paid off.
Because actually, that was one of the stipulations of people proposing now that all future dealings. But really, all you have to blame are the government, because they're the one that made the deal. So they signed the dots. And
what's funny is these billionaires will come in and they'll convince the city to pay for their. I mean, Jerry Jones.
The NFL is probably one of the greatest examples of capitalism here in this country, because they're still somehow a nonprofit, and they're operating in their own competitive business. There's not another NFL or football type competition, so they can charge whatever they want to charge. And we're talking about the Super Bowl once a year, and people who don't even care about football talk about it.
Well, and
right.
They always pitch it as in, like, we'll build a stadium not only for NFL football, but there'll be concerts. There'll be, and I saw there was a guy talking, and I think he said on average, the average stadium gets used like 3 or 4 times per year outside of football.
Oh, well, it's also because you're looking at them building stadiums for 100,000 people. And
who's going to turn the air conditioner on?
Well, that was a problem I had with the Houston Aeros leaving, because when the Houston Aeros left is because of the dispute with Toyota Center. And if you ever went to an Aeros game, you noticed that the second levels were closed off, and basically they wanted to open up more for concert goers. I'm like, but how many people go to these concerts, and who are you having that?
No,
because they play a lot of hockey, and they play at least twice a week average during the season at the Toyota Center. I'm like, at least something's going on there, and you're filling half the stadium and things like that. But it's such an interesting thing about how football works on the NFL, and outside concussions. I mean, to me, that's the biggest deal right now.
Poor.
And also, I think there's a report of at least 30 reported assault charges against NFL players since 2016.
But hasn't it gone down though this
since
year?
2016?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
no, hasn't it gone down from previous years? It's gone down this year.
Well, it's been because the women basically probably had to sign a clause saying they won't report you. That's probably how they got around that one. But what's even crazier, Connor, is it's like public knowledge now that it costs $1 million to advertise during the Super Bowl, and it's a big deal still. People still talk about how cool these commercials are. I'm like, yeah, but they're spending so much money. And actually, that was a campaign. If you didn't know that, they had a campaign for I think it's called like Black Death Coffee. Basically, this investment firm goes, if you propose the best idea, we'll put your small business on a commercial, 30-second Super Bowl commercial. So the small business of coffee makers, pretty funny commercial, but I mean that's their angle. Is at the very end goes, we support local businesses. Use us for your banking needs or something like that.
Yeah, they're very altruistic. That NFL, huh? Always concerned with the little man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I wonder if
but no women.
See, the only it does bring some good things about Johnny Manziel is going to be something we want to talk about, and what happened to him, because the NFL keeps thinking, okay, we've got this tamped down now, and they're not going to be doing, everybody's going to be good and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden this comes out right before the Super Bowl, which everybody's talking about football, and now Johnny Manziel comes out and has these charges against him, and you just think, what happens to a person? It's got to be drugs or something that gets them outside of their reasoning.
But you're already assuming he's guilty.
Oh,
he could be just some crazy woman who
he
saw
chased
Johnny.
You
don't know. She claims it.
He chased her
He's
down.
probably preventing her from going into the street like a crazy person. Like,
If I know one thing about Johnny Manziel, it's that he's responsible. He cares about people.
Yeah. He's an upstanding.
Yeah, that's what I know.
We've gone past the break. We got to call Jimmy in just a minute, so don't go away. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we're going to have Jimmy the C coming up, and we're going to talk football.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that texting and talking on the phone while driving are not only dangerous, but also illegal in school zones and other posted areas. Drive safely and alert.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
He is so right. Boy, it is Friday, everybody. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and it is Fun Day Friday. That's what my grandchildren say. On Fridays, they have Fun Day because they get to bring all their electronic devices and they can play, at the end of the day. So, Fun Day Friday, but Super Bowl weekend, everybody's getting ready. I don't know how early some people start partying for the Super Bowl to get ready for that day.
Well, I got an alarming text from my brother that says, I'm not looking forward to 3 days of drinking. I'm like, who on earth are you hanging out with? So maybe it's 3 days. I don't know.
He said he's not
looking forward to it. I was like, what? I was like, but don't we have our grandmother's birthday in between that? So what are you doing?
Sober.
Maybe he's just preparing for that birthday.
Yeah.
Sure.
The 3 days are leading up.
No, my grandmother celebrates for a week, her birthday. So maybe that's what it is.
I do too. Where's the cough button? Connor, could you say something intelligent right now?
E equals. I don't know, Cindy. This is your show. I'm just here to offer feedback.
He's just here for eye candy.
That's right.
So sad.
It's getting creepy.
I know. Yeah.
Is that why I never get invited to the studio? Because it's about eye candy. I see how that works.
Now, that graveled voice that you are used to hearing on Mondays, you're going to get to hear today. Jimmy the C is on the phone, and we're going to be talking some Super Bowl, some actions that's going to happen that you're preparing us for, that this is going to, Peyton Manning is going to be doing some kind of weird dance, and after he throws the ball and somebody catches it, he'll be so happy he'll do a dance, or some things that you found out behind the scenes that we don't know about, Jimmy.
He probably is dancing because Papa John's pays him a lot of money for those commercials. I'd dance too.
The one that he's in where he sings the
chicken parm
that is on your side. What's it?
Oh, the whatever.
Chicken parm tastes so good.
Yeah, chicken parm tastes so good.
I hope they're
who's
insuring his neck, because that's liable to get broken on Sunday.
So what's the first? Who's the name of the insurance?
I told you it's going to happen.
Who's the insurance company that
Nationwide?
Nationwide. See, that's what's so pitiful. I remember Peyton Manning. I remember the Parmesan, but I don't remember who was doing it. So, anyway, that commercial is so cute with him in there. But he's in a lot of stuff right now. Did you see the one where J.J. Watt came up and they're eating pizza, and he comes up and says, ask about the pizza, and he said it's for the game or something, and so it's Manning is eating the pizza, and J.J. Watt comes up behind him in his Texas uniform, and it's like, no, it's not for you. This is for after the game or something. And so how they threw J.J. Watt in there, that was just a weird commercial. But he was there.
He busted the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. If you watch the commercial, like J.J. Watt's not the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Is that Randy Savage or is
that was the Kool-Aid? It was Kool-Aid Randy Savage. Yeah. Much respect.
Okay, Jimmy, what's give us the lineup. What do you think's going to happen? Just just throw some stuff out there, and then Connor and Richard will
throw some stuff.
React to it.
Well, I'm kind of torn between who to root for. I'm really sick of Peyton Manning because all the years he played in Indianapolis.
That's right.
Killed the Texans. And then I'm like, well, it kind of ticks me off because the Texans coaches, Gary Kubiak got fired, and then they fired Wade Phillips, and now they go to Denver, and my gosh, they get to the Super Bowl. I'm thinking, and some of the Texans players are playing for Denver also because Gary seems to bring some of his players with him, and Owen Daniels goes wherever Gary Kubiak. I think he follows Gary Kubiak to the bathroom because they go everywhere together.
Oh, don't start that rumor now.
And I'm just thinking, wow, these guys this coach has got to get to the Super Bowl. Why couldn't they get there with Houston? I'm thinking probably because they need to fire their general manager. Anywho, also like Carolina, because I've been saying for a while now, Cam Newton's eventually going to break through and just go wild, and he will be the week MVP this year for sure. And I'm just kind of like, do I go with a guy I've just kind of been propping up a little bit, or do I root for the old Houston guys, Wade Phillips and Gary Kubiak? So I don't know, but I think it's going to be the Panthers winning by probably a touchdown. My opinion.
That's your opinion? Okay. All right. Well, we'll hold you to it because, next Monday. Monday, next Monday. Monday, we'll certainly discuss that and see if you were correct or not, okay?
I have to take responsibility for this? What?
Of course. You're like the weatherman. If you're going to make predictions and stuff like that, you better be ready to accept the
weatherman.
backlash.
What a great job that is. A guy that can be wrong the majority of the time. He gets to keep his job. Must be nice.
Well, but he claims that there is climate change, and that's why he has a job. So, and blames it on that.
Climate change.
Yeah.
Climate change is every 4 months. We call it seasons.
Except in Texas. It's like every 15 minutes. We have a whole different climate. Listen, Jimmy, quit getting into the politics of this, but I want to know about your brother's your brother's Super Bowl game. Now, this is like he does this every year, and everybody is clamoring for tickets or whatever he's selling to get into that Super Bowl.
Tickets. I didn't realize you're supposed to be selling tickets. Let me go remind him. Yeah, he usually has pretty decent Super Bowl parties, and your son is always invited. So let's see if he shows up. Because maybe we're not cool enough for him anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah, so he's going to come over and watch it on our 34-inch screen over at our house with his dad.
Hurry up. He's not going to come watch it over here on Joey's 70-inch screen?
In your theater room? Oh, brother. Does it
No, that's just one of the rooms. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the smallest TV in the house is like 40-something inches.
Well-
That's the little, probably the TV in the bathroom.
If Chad doesn't show up, then we'll bring all of our gang over there and do it. But I know y'all have the food and all that. That's what I'd love to know. And I'm going to ask Richard, what would he be making for the Super Bowl party? But Joey has a variety of stuff, right? Does he cook out while the Super Bowl's on? And is he cooking?
Yeah. Matter of fact, he installed a TV outside by the grill so to make sure he doesn't miss anything.
Doesn't miss anything.
I kid you not.
I hope it's exciting for everybody. I mean, it would have been a whole lot more exciting if the Texans were in it, but still.
Well, the last time Denver was in the Super Bowl, I think it was against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks just obliterated them. So
right.
Let's hope it's not a repeat of that.
Well, the guy that's the Patriots guy, I don't know these people. All I know is Peyton Manning, and he's 42 years old, and he's really cute in the commercials. That's about it. So tell me, who's the quarterback for the other team?
Which team? Cam Newton?
Yeah, I know Peyton Manning.
Not Fig Newton, Cindy. Cam Newton.
Is it C-A-M? Cam? You're saying Cam Newton?
Cam.
Wow. Okay.
Cam Newton.
Okay, and they say that because he's younger, and they call him fresh legs as opposed to Peyton Manning. Do you see that being a big factor? It'd make a big difference because of the experience and all that Peyton Manning has? It's that he could kill him?
On the goal line it could be because Cam Newton rushes for a lot of touchdowns for a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And he can throw the ball, which makes him really dangerous.
Okay.
So, yeah, it could determine the outcome of the game because he is more mobile than, obviously, Peyton Manning, but...
See, I want to try and give...
Just let him play the game and see what happens.
I want to try and give women who are not that well-versed in football and all, I want to give them some, statements, some phrases to make that'll make them feel like, they can talk with the best of them.
That's good. Yeah, I think every girl needs to come locked and loaded with four things. Oh, that's a flag. You could say that on every play, and it would make you sound...
Holding. No, you got to say holding.
Oh, yeah, holding, because there's holding every play. You could yell that out. Things like that. So maybe we need to come up with a little cheat sheet. Girls can go get that wristband the quarterbacks wear that have all the plays, and they can put their phrases in that little wristband, and they can consult it, whenever something's happening.
I love it. I love it.
That's a good idea. You
No,
should market that one. That was pretty good.
Okay, but
you could say good audible. Oh, Peyton Manning with that audible. There we go.
When all the girls come back to the living room to watch is during halftime, right? And we've got Coldplay that's going to be at halftime. He said, I know music, but I'm kind of fuzzy on the game. So he didn't really know that much about football.
Chris Martin said that? The Coldplay guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Said he was
You mean
fuzzy.
the guy from the UK doesn't understand American football? That's crazy.
I don't understand the football they play in the UK, so...
So it's he made that admission. He's being transparent. But I can't imagine his show being anything good. I can't imagine him.
Well, do you like Coldplay?
No.
Well, then it's probably not going to be good.
Yeah.
You know what his show is for guys? It's beer run time to reload. And that's what his show's for.
That's what his show is for. Okay.
Because the girl, it distracts women long enough to not know if the men have all left to run the convenience store to restock up the beer.
Boy, that's
what happens.
Well, what would you like to see during the halftime? I think that's a good question for everybody on the...
I like Bruno Mars. He was amazing. He was great. He has a show. I mean, he puts on a show. He's an entertainer, and I would see him or Justin Timberlake, and Chris Stapleton. That would be okay
together.
I could just watch dogs jumping through hula hoops.
I honestly, I think it would be probably the most hilarious thing they could do is get where the football stadium is, get the local Pee Wee football teams together. And have a scrimmage on the field.
I love that.
That would be awesome.
A brilliant idea.
Can you imagine millions of people watching this?
That's a brilliant idea.
I would sit and watch the little kids playing flag football or tackle, whatever they let them do.
That was always my favorite time watching hockey, and they bring the Pee Wee hockey. I'm talking like 8-year-olds who don't know how to ice skate, and they're just falling over, and the puck always just keeps moving, but no one's touching it.
They do that in hockey?
Yeah, like at the Toyota Center, they did that with the arrows. And
oh yeah, I remember that.
So that
if they did the Pee Wee football thing, one kid's guaranteed to run a touchdown the wrong way.
Oh yeah,
guaranteed.
But think about the prop bets that you could do on that. Like in Vegas, you could bet on like which team would score first. Which little kid would fumble.
Fall down.
Right.
Run the wrong way. Yeah, you're right.
Someone take him.
I love that idea. I think that would
probably be the most watched part of the whole game.
Yeah, of course it would. And they have that puppy.
Right.
Don't they have a puppy bowl or?
Yeah, and like maybe a kitten bowl. There's all sorts of bowls now.
Right. Yeah.
They have the lingerie bowl.
The lingerie bowl. That's what I was trying to think about. The lingerie.
I've never heard of that. I don't know about that one.
Google's a good thing, man.
The lingerie bowl, I like that one. A lot of double dribble going on when they run, by the way.
Well, they're raising money for that.
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy.
That's a basketball reference. We're talking sports. Double dribble is like a basketball term.
Yeah, right. I am so ashamed of you. Okay, all right. Listen, we've got to go now because we got to talk about sex in the sermon, and we've.
See how I segued that to you. Check that out.
See, thank you very much, Jimmy. That's wonderful. No, we got a break, and we'll be right back. And we're gonna be talking about the most unusual sermon I've heard in a while, and it's gonna be it was just mind blowing, eye opening, and so you got to stay with us. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
Howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite Uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit BKMEYER.com or call 281-221-4812.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
Conroe now has another first, The Cindy Cochran Show, mornings at 10 a.m. on irlonestar.com.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, we are. You think it was the Connor Halstead and Richard Schissler show because they just like talked totally around me, but that's okay because I was able to.
We give the people what they want, Cindy.
You know, okay. Speaking of giving people what they want, this was so interesting. Sunday is that come in there and sit down, and on the stage it says birds and bees. And you're thinking, birds and bees, and this ought to be interesting. Now, we were forewarned, though, the week before that we're going to be talking about sex, and it's okay to say the word, and everybody needed to be able to say that word and not be ashamed of it and all that. So just be ready to hear it. You're going to be hearing it. And so Jeff Phillips, who you guys, if you've listened to the show a long time, was on the show, and he talked about how his style may be different than a lot of preachers' styles. He's very meek and mild, but he's very out there and kind of an in-your-face type of style. And, everybody loves him. Millennials love him the most, I think. Don't you think, Connor? Don't you think he attracts, his attraction is to the millennials? I think so.
Oh, I think just, I don't know, just being a little bit more dynamic in your style of speaking. Where some people might be more like monotone, and maybe an older group might enjoy that. Somebody who's a little more active, moving around a little bit.
He is all over the stage. Very passionate, extremely passionate about what he talks about. So he gets up there and he announces we're going to have all of the 6th grade and under leave the room. Now, that would get everybody's attention if they didn't know what he was going to talk about. Like, I want to know if they can't hear this. I want to make sure and hear this. And so anyone from 6th grade up, so that's 13 up.
The sermon was PG-13.
Yes, it was. He should have said that first. That would have been great. And so they all left and had classes for them and things for them to do. And so then he starts, okay, I want, all you.
They had crafts that were themed around the sermon topic, so. I'm just kidding. That's not true.
Okay, because those images that came up, like, what? So he talked about how, sex is something that God gave us. It's pure, it's wonderful, and it's great, and it's for married couples, and it's all, everything's fine. There's nothing that you can do wrong there, and so you could enjoy that and all. But he started getting into things that were probably, a little more explicit, and it was great the way he did. I think it was fun the way he did it. Now, he said, some of you are going to just be shocked at this. Some of you will feel like that's inappropriate to talk about, and then some of you are going to like, that's what we talk about all the time in our house. That's no big deal. What you said was nothing. And especially if you have cable, this is no big deal. But I think that my curiosity to you is, did you get feedback from the youth of the church? Did they say anything to you? They like it, or they think that was uncomfortable or what?
Well, they generally don't like to talk about that with me. I'm sure it's all that they talk about at school and everything like that.
Right.
But what's funny is that we're doing a class right now for the junior and senior students in our group that's really focused on, like, you know, as they're about to head to college, about how to have healthy relationships and how to, you know, and an aspect of what we talked about has been, you know, sexuality and things like that. And so 2 Sundays ago, we spent the whole time talking about sexuality, things like that, and we had a few people that were very like, oh, this is the most awkward thing of all time. And then they walk out of our class and go in and sit down at the sermon where Jeff announces that the next week we're going to be talking about it again. They're like, did y'all plan this? Oh my, you know, my gosh. And so I think it's probably a good thing to hear, because I do know that I think a lot of times with Christians the response is like, to anybody who is, you know, a young person, I mean, it's very much like to stigmatize it or make it feel like a lot of negative energy around the idea of sex. And then I think that affects people once they get married. You know, I think that a lot of conservative Christians, especially the ladies, have trouble, you know, making the change where it's evil, evil. Okay, now, and I think guys are a lot better at that. Guys are pretty willing to, you know, just put the past in the past and move on. But I think that the ladies who have grown up in the church forever, sometimes they have trouble with that. And I think for that reason, if nothing else, it's good for the teens to hear some of what's been talked about.
Well, let me tell you, Sam and his friends, when we got married, he was telling his friends he was going to marry someone from the Church of Christ, and they go, "What? Church of Christ? Those people are so, I mean, and you expect to have sex with this person? She's from the Church of Christ?" And he goes, "Listen, they were never allowed to dance. So, you know, I think everything else is okay." Everything's okay. It's just like they have to vent this some way. No, but and he would tell his friends after we got married, you know, it was a good choice. But because we didn't do all those bad things, we had to wait for marriage. That's what we had to do. All the bad things that were bad outside of that, then it was okay. As soon as you got married, like, go, it's fine. And I thought that was great. I think that's a good idea, but it's a hard idea to get across, isn't it? Now to young people.
I think so. I mean, I just think the idea of delaying any kind of thing that you want.
Gratification,
yeah. I mean, I think that's hard for everything. I mean, you brought donuts and kolaches in here this morning, and I wasn't going to eat them, and then I did. And so, you know, so thanks for that. As I continue to spiral out of control into a diabetic coma,
I'm so sad.
No, but I mean, I think I think any sort of delaying of anything that you want is hard, and so.
But does it make it better when you get it, though? Right?
Well, I think so.
Yeah, if you put off this one thing that you really wanted and you put it off.
But tell that to a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it?
Not usually.
No. But I think that, you know, you've got a really difficult job, because these kids come to you and they feel like I can tell you anything. I can make this case for anything with you, and you'll respect my privacy, and you will not ever say anything to my parents, right? That's how they feel, right?
Well, I don't know if they feel that way or not.
Well, I'm sure. They love you, Connor. I mean, I watch, you know, the Love Fest every, you know, Wednesday or Sunday, and the kids get around you, and they want your attention, and they want you to, you know, talk to them and pay attention to them and all that. So they love you. They respect you. They want to know what you think about things. And so when you come out and say, you know, look, I'm 20. You're over 24, right? Okay, yeah. 27. And I respect these things, and these things are difficult, I know. I've been through all this, so you can, you know, understand that I've been where you are, and now, you know, you're just such a young pup as it is. But to them, you're old, right? I mean, you're
super
an old guy, yeah.
Sometimes they think I'm like 40.
Oh, no,
I know.
No, they don't.
That kind of hurts a little bit.
But so they haven't said anything directly to you after they heard the sermon.
No, they're probably repressing it all, and it'll come out in counseling like 10 years from now. But no, nothing has been said. Nothing has been said directly to me.
Well, I told Jeff that after that sermon, I think we're going to start doing a baby watch in 9 months, see what happens.
Yeah,
you know, and
that's
see
right.
if the
well, we have a parents' night out coming up for Valentine's night.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour parents' night out.
Yeah.
And some people were talking about trying to make that like an overnight parents' night out, but I don't think that's going to happen.
But you're right. Well, with all this will be interesting. But he had everybody's attention, though. I'm sitting in the back. I do that so I can just study what people are doing. But I'm sitting in the back with all our group, and we're looking at the people's faces and their expressions and the head. Usually you're seeing a lot of turning, and especially in the youth group, you're seeing people look at, talking to each other and leaning over and talking to each other. Nobody did nothing. They just sat there and looked straight ahead. And he's got 2 more lessons like this, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys want to, be educated about the birds and the bees, this is the place to come as a church and to sit there and listen to it. And the way he scripts it, I know is interesting to everybody wondering how he's going to say that, or what are you going to say about that, or how do you describe that, and all. So he's done a great job so far. I think it's wonderful. So we'll see what happens with Sex in the Sermon. That's what he should have called it, but he called it the Birds and Bees to make it nice. So anyway, we have one more break, and then we're going to come back to the end of the show. And it's been so much fun. We talked about Super Bowl and Sex in the Sermon. What kind of variety can you get anywhere else like that? Nowhere. Only the Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and I want to invite you to join me every Saturday morning right here on Lone Star Internet Radio from 8 to 9 for Outdoors with Luke Clayton and Friends. Bill Dance is a frequent guest. Larry Weisser, Mr. Whitetail, is on the show every week. We talk a lot of hunting and fishing and generally have a good time. So remember, every Saturday morning, 8 to 9, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that drinking and driving do not mix. Drinking and driving causes an alcohol-related fatality every hour in the United States. Stay sober and stay alive.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Boy, we've had so much fun talking about the Super Bowl and all those aspects of guys hitting each other and knocking each other down, trying to get that leather ball across the goal and all that is just so fascinating. How they think that's fun, I don't get it at all. And then go see the movie Concussion. I think that has been interesting. I thought they were going to probably come out on Super Bowl day with that movie, or the week before Super Bowl. And there's a guy who has put out a plea for everyone to boycott the Super Bowl, not watch it, because by watching it and giving that audience that, the numbers, that it just keeps this going, keeps the game going. And that if you don't watch it, then maybe this will help with the concussions. And all the people will stop watching and stop giving money to the commercial aspect of it. And then you'll have a great party to go see a sports event where they don't yell yay, they don't try and put somebody on, and they're wearing big fluffy foamed headgear, and but you're not supposed to be promoting any cheering or saying that's a great hit or anything like that. I do not get how we're supposed to go to a sporting event and not be, and not be loud and bombastic and all that, because that was the fun of it. That was the whole fun of it. Nobody told me that when I went to the Y soccer game that parents aren't supposed to be saying anything or yelling or doing anything. And so I sat down, and Samuel and Cindy were playing, and I'd go like, Samuel, get him. Don't let that guy get you. I was doing all that, and people were turning around looking at me like, what's everybody looking at? This is so weird. Until afterwards, I was told, you're not supposed to yell out any kind of confirmation or of affirmation to anybody that is on. I said, what? And they said, yeah, because we're not even going to give out the score. And I went, you're not going to give out the score? No, we're not going to give out the score. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. What are we doing this for?
I don't know. I think the kids are keeping the score in their own head, so I don't know what the point of not doing it is.
Well, it's also where you differentiate the weak and the strong. So, if you're the strong-willed person, they're going to keep being a better person, trying to develop that skill a little more. That's why you do it. But if they don't want to play, then don't have them play.
And so we know which kids to love more and which ones to, right?
Well, I mean,
I'm just
right.
Well, because I think that is a conversation that parents always have with their children. Is they have this at this age limit. They go, we need to get them involved with something. And usually, because I was there, I had to play soccer, and I hated soccer when I was younger because all I did was run around, and no one else wanted to run with me. They're like, everyone on my team was lazy, so it's like, this is so stupid. I want to play another team sport that people really care. Like baseball was easy because they had select baseball in my area, so that was more of a competition when it came to the kids. But when you're going to the YMCA, you're stuck with the YMCA. I mean, that's.
Well, I understand. Totally
that's the lowest of the low.
No, I totally understand the reasoning behind it. Don't make kids feel bad. Just make them feel like being out here and running back and forth is good enough. And the skill process, fine. But those little boys that practice all the time, and their dads are on there all the time about practicing, and they love it, they live it, they eat that sport, and then they can't get any kind of recognition or kudos until they get in the car, and away from the maddening crowd. I think it's just, not fair, except you're a grandparent when the two kids that, like Samuel and Cindy would play, and Samuel did better than Cindy, or Cindy did better than Samuel. But when they came in, it was like, you did great. And we gave them all the positives. And so I understand that part of it, but I just think something's going to happen the way we evolve if we keep this up. So
well, that only happens until they hit maybe the later years in elementary school, because that's when you start playing a little bit more competitively. And when you start paying a lot of money to play. I know it was pretty expensive for me to play baseball spring and winter, or spring-fall ball, but...
Yeah, but will it still be that way by the time they get there? I think things are going to change.
It also depends on what organization you're working with. Like the YMCA isn't there to be a competitive developing sport arena thing. I mean, that's why we have the Dutch Lions over there in the Woodlands. You can be like 4 years old and go to the Dutch Lions. You know what they do there? They train soccer people. So that's what they're going to focus on, is training your kid to play soccer. They're not there to be a daycare. They're not there to after-school programs. Like, no, you're going into their program because they're going to have your 4-year-old run between cones for 2 hours and learning the fundamentals of soccer.
Yeah, so you may go the opposite way and become have a whole generation of yes, we're going to win.
So you need to get your grandkids involved in something a little bit more serious. And I bet you can find it in this area.
Yeah, I think.
But you also don't want to be that guy. Like, I think, just as a general rule, everybody listening, don't ever be like that person in any situation. Like, you go to the basketball game, and there's the one dad who's yelling above all the other dads, and, kind of embarrassing. Like, don't be that person.
No.
Cheer and support and offer feedback.
Sure.
Don't be that person though.
Hey, well, we didn't get to the movies. We're going to talk about movies too, but the only one that looks interesting out is Hail Caesar. That's
Hail Caesar. Yeah, that looks good. But
let's go see that.
It's Oscar season though. The Oscars are coming up in a couple weeks.
Okay,
so.
But we need to go see that and we'll talk about it. Okay.
All
right. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Connor Holstead, for being here. I really appreciate it because you can talk about everything. Richard, thank you. Have a great weekend. Do something fun and then let us know what you did. All right, guys, go out there and make somebody happy and you'll be happier. Remember, God loves you and God's got it. He's got it. He's got this. It's going to be okay. All right, see you Monday.
Thank you for checking out a podcast on Lone Star Internet Radio. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. If you are interested in sponsoring a program for Lone Star Internet Radio, just visit us online at irlonestar.com or message us on Facebook. We are always taking song requests on Twitter, and if you are interested in getting involved with the station by either hosting your own show or if you want to be a DJ, just contact Dick at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station.